This is the new car. Welcome back to another episode of Project Driveway. Last week we got the gearbox out. Just chilling, you know. But I've got a whole energy level of about 2 out of 2,000. So I look like death right now. But that's okay, because so is the Miata. But we're gonna fix it. So this episode, we're gonna do some bits and pieces, kind of random shit. Pull the flex plate off. We're gonna change the rear main seal. I completely forgot about that. The whole reason of this whole commotion is to change that rear main seal, and I forgot about it. So I've got to do that too. Oh, shit hanging everywhere. I didn't grab the torch because I'm an idiot. So what we're gonna do, all of these little, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 bolts, we're gonna undo those, but I'm pretty sure if we go to undo it, that'll turn. Maybe not. So we're gonna take that off, that'll just unbolt, and then behind that will be the rear main seal. It's about the size of the outside of those bolts, so that makes sense. What we're gonna do, we're gonna actually take these out too, the auto tranny lines. I'm gonna try and do this with the camera there. I don't know how good that is. It's a little too high for the camera, but yeah, we'll try. It's not a 14. Oh, I don't have an 18. 19 fits alright. They do not look like a 19, wow. Everything is in the way. Oh, that's loud. I got it though. That's exactly what I want. Why are they in? They're in there tight, man. Yeah, I can smell the Loctite. It smells fishy. Like anti-rust shit. I don't know how heavy this is going to be. Okay, there's a little plate as well. Oh, it's not even that heavy. This thing's light as fuck. Oh, it smells bad, man. It's dirty as fuck. You see on the outside of this, right? That's the rear main seal. That's what we're gonna change. This big rubber looking thing. See that brownish tinge look bit? That's the rear main seal. I apologise if there's any unnecessary noise, but here we have a new rear main seal, still in its packet, and I want to try and explain how I'm going to try and get the old one out. So for example, picture that in the back of the engine, what we see in that brown part. So what we've got here is a seal puller. It kind of works with leverage. So for example, if you could get it in there somehow and then push off something to kind of pull it out, but I don't know if that's going to work. So I've got these, which is like a hook of some sort, and what I'm going to try and do is pierce through it without hitting anything behind it, getting it on the side there and kind of, you know what I mean, like pulling it out, working my way around, because they are tight in there. I've heard people use like screws, so they'd put like 3 or 4 screws just in like the first thread and then pull on them going around until it comes out. But sometimes that doesn't work for everyone, and I think I'm going to go for this one. The last rear main seal I pulled, we snapped every one of these trying to get it out. So they're in there tight sometimes, but we're going to try our best. It's really hard. And you don't really want to try and burr this section or the outer, because then it'll just rip again and it'll fuck your life. If you don't know what you're doing, probably give it to someone else to do. It is an expensive job, just because you got to pull the gearbox off or pull the engine. Oh wow, I can't get this in anywhere. Well, it's the next day. Don't tell anyone, alright? But yesterday I did manage to get the thing in the rear main seal. It was that hard and brittle, it was just snapping razor blades. I was trying to slice a hole in it. So what I did, I just got it and then I hammered it in. It's simple as that. But if I do like one of these and one of these, it kind of does something. Oh. It really does not want to come out. It seems like we're not getting this rear main seal out, we're just destroying it slowly. So I've been instructed to do the next best thing, which is a drill with an extremely small drill bit going extremely slow with some little self-tapper screws. So what the plan is, oh, there's shit everywhere. We're going to be drilling holes, or tiny holes in the rubber, the rear main seal, like kind of around, like one there, one up the top, one over there, obviously not here because I fucking destroyed it. And then just hand screwing the little self tappers in and hopefully using them to lever it out, if that makes sense. I'm gonna hope so, because that thing is in tight and I'm scared. Mum, come pick me up please. I'm a little scared. Hopefully we don't fucking scratch anything. Alright, that's how hard you can probably tell how hard it is. It won't even drill into it, what the fuck? Oh shit, I fell. Alright, so we got one. So I got a little cut remover, something like this, where you can use it to lever shit, if that makes sense. So I don't know if you'll be able to see anything from back there, but I can just get it on. I'm gonna try and push off the back of the crank. Oh, holy shit, it fucking worked. Oh my god, I really hope you've seen that. So yeah, like, you know what I mean? Ta-da! Fuck out of here. So yeah, that's what it looks like without the rear main seal. This is a fucking terrible angle, but it's so high up that I don't know. What am I talking about? I've already lost the rear main seal. I cleaned up, or I gave it a good wipe in between where the old rear main was and where the new one's gonna go. I gave it a good wipe to get out all the shit that I possibly could. It's pretty mucky and I don't think I got all of it, but I tried my best. It's the main thing. Where's the camera? Here we go. New rear main seal. So yeah, it's just ready to pop in. So I'm gonna go ahead and just sit it in and try and push. Come on, buddy. Alright, so that's fine. It's kind of just flush with the crank. Why have I got cobwebs on my hand? it is flush with the outside crank, and what we want to do, we want to get it flush with the block. So without bashing it, we got this. If you didn't see, it's got a little lip. It's got a lip on the inside, so it will push it in. So we've got these, and we've got flywheel bolts. Need 3 of those. Alright, so let's do this. Put one there. And we've got another one, and oh, I already fucked it up. I'm retarded. You want it in a triangle motion, so it all goes in at the same rate. For example, like a wheel. You don't want to tighten too much of one side and leave the other. You want them all nice and equal. I suggest doing this by hand, with hand tools, not with a rattle gun. Just because you don't want to fuck it up. Alright, so they should be sitting on it flush now, and now we just go ahead. I've got to sneeze, hold up. Fuck. Hay fever, am I right? And so, what you want to do, make your way around nice and even. So like that. Just stopped. I'm not going to put any pressure on that. That means that's bottomed out. This one's nearly there. Boom. Done. And this one, it's got a little bit left. Boom. Done. Alright, that's in. We can take these out. And as you can see, it's all in nice and flush. Alright, well, rear main seal's in. I'm not going to put the new flywheel on yet, just because I don't have a torque wrench as yet due to funds. But next week, next week it should be on. But that's alright. In the meantime, what we can do, clean up. We're still going to take those auto tranny lines off. Take them, move them out of the way. Dipstick, get that out. Some of the looms, I'll figure out which looms I need and which ones I can tuck away. I can even go ahead and clean the inside of that gearbox, because that had a rear main seal leak. Start in the interior, start pulling that shit out. Let's do it. Let's get into it. So we're at the front of the car now. There's the crank, for example, and the bottom of the radiator. So this little rubber line here, that's one of the tranny coolers. Very oily. And here's the other. So what we're going to do, we're going to take those off, and there's a oily bolt there that we're going to take off, if you can see that. And then just rerun them through and delete them pretty much. There we go, a bit of oil. That's off. Oh, they're loose. And I guess we just pull them through while making a lot of mess, because they're still dripping. Oh. Yep, of course it did. It wanted to go that way. Bruh. Lines are out. I've taken them out here because they kept dripping. But yeah, they were a bit of a wiggle and a squiggle to get out. Alright, well there's that thing. Radio, it's like a breather. Yeet! And there is the dipstick. Oh, we're stuck again. Alright, so I've been doing a bit of research on the more complicated electrical side, because I end up looking at the manual box and realizing there's different looms and stuff. If you have a look here, like I've got this and I've got this, and I have no idea what either of them do or what they are. And that's kind of the only sensors on here. Where the auto one, it had like 6, plenty of plugs. For example, like one here, and then there's another breather and another breather there. So what I'm just trying to be working out. If you remember the first thing we took off, and it had that gear on it, that big long thing, and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like a starter motor or something. I ended up realizing that is the speed for the speedo, like, you know what I mean? That's what reads the speed. And on the auto box, it popped out from here. There's a hole here. I'm not going to pull it off. And I went to the manual box in the same position, and we've got this, if you can see, where it's got like, it's still got the nut on it and also this thread. So I've gone back under the car, as I'm doing now. Hold it up. Shitty torch. This thing, that's what I was talking about. It's got like a gear on it and stuff. And then I was playing with it, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's a bit of a thread here. I've just undone that. That was super loose, and pulled this off. You can't see anything. Oh my goodness. As you can see, there's kind of a plug in there. And this seems to just plug onto that manual box and just screw on. So, you know what I mean? So, there's... and the auto and manuals, they're different. Their speedos are a little bit different to calculate the real speed. So I'm guessing that's the auto one, which we can put in the box. And the manual one will have its own one, so it should be pretty good. We'll just plug that in when the box is installed. I've also got to work out what I'm doing with this breather, as it looks to go up there onto the manifold. And I don't want to keep it exposed, because then you've got a vacuum leak. Well, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It's how it works on a turboed car anyway. And I've also got to work out which plug I'm deleting and which plug I'm splicing for those other plugs on the manual box. And I was also reading, doing like the auto to manual conversion. Obviously you got a neutral switch and a reverse switch and all that jazz, just to get the ECU to learn that you're not using an automatic transmission and that it's not in park, for example. Like if you're in an automatic car, the car's in park, you can turn the key in the ignition, no problem. You can turn it on, you can start it up, you can turn it off. But if you decide that it's in drive, for example, you can't turn the car on or off. It won't let you engage the starter motor, for example. So I've got to try, I'm pretty sure mine's like that. And what they were saying, there's a little mechanism on the behind the ignition barrel that does that. So we're going to try and break that somehow, so it'll just turn on in any gear while it's in manual, for example. If that made any sense. So I did a bit more research on all the looms and stuff, and I am not dealing with that shit at the moment. There's so much stuff you got to do. But I found out about this thing that was just chilling. That's got to come out, so that can get yeeted. That is the pilot bearing, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but that's getting yeeted, so that's off.